So, hey guys, good afternoon to everyone. Just confirm me once in the chat box that my voice is audible and this video is visible to you so that we can start our discussion on a very important topic, that is documentation for tax audit, the required documentation for the tax audit. So, I just request that you should confirm once that my voice is audible and this PDF file is visible to you. So, yes, sir. Today we'll discuss on a very important topic, on a very relevant topic. We can say the hot topic for the current scenario, that is documentation from the perspective of tax audit. I just want your confirmation once in the chat box that my voice is audible. Okay, sir, I suppose everything is fine and my sound system is also showing that everything is fine now. So, we'll start our discussion on the documentation part. As we all know that the tax audit season is started and we have also started the work related to tax audit. Okay. And we all know very well to save ourselves from the various litigation as a professional and to save our client, there is a very huge responsibility on the chartered accountant. So we just need to keep this fact in our mind and we need to be ready for the tax audit and we need to keep certain documents with us because nowadays हम सबको पता है कि there are a lot of restrictions on the chartered accountant, there are a lot of things which is imposed on the chartered accountants, and we need to be very much careful from that perspective. One more point is that, sir, now the peer review is also applicable on the chartered accountant firms. So the maintenance of the data is a very crucial for the CA firms. Because when we are doing the audit for a small industry or for a medium level industry, at that time, to maintaining the data is a very difficult task. But in this particular webinar, in this particular live webinar, we'll discuss on certain techniques that how we can keep the data with us. What are the documents which we need to keep in our record and what is the importance of this documentation part in the tax audit. All these three things will cover. I know very well today is Sunday and we have a very limited amount of time. So I will cover the complete topic in next 30 minutes only. Okay. I'm not going to take your much more time. We'll cover the content in next 30 minutes only. I just want your attention for next 30 minutes. And I also request just keep free yourself. There is no requirement of any notebook, any pen. You just need to sit if you are watching it on mobile phone or if you are watching it in your लैपटॉप एवरीथिंग इज ओके जस्ट फील फ्री ऐसा सोचना है कि हम कुछ ऐसे ही सुन रहे हैं ओके विल डिस्कस इन अ वेरी लाइट मोड the complete discussion, the language of mode of communication will be in English language, certain example will be in Hindi language. If you have any question, then chat box is here, you can ask the question, you are free to raise the questions as well. And also if possible, then please share the live link with your other professional friends so that we as a chartered accountant can save our community and make the documentation related to tax audit in a very effective way. Yes, sir. So we'll start our discussion from the first point, that what is the importance of this documentation? Because first we need to know the importance. क्योंकि जब हम कोई बीमारी होती है तो हम उस बीमारी को इंपॉर्टेंस तभी देते हैं जब हमें उस बीमारी की इंपॉर्टेंस पता होती है, उस बीमारी के इफेक्ट पता होते हैं कि इफ आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू टेक द मेडिसिन फॉर दिस स्पेसिफिक थिंग, इन दैट केस the situation will be danger. So the same thing first we are going to do in our discussion, what is the importance of documentation, and if we are not supposed to maintain the documentation, in that case what will be the effect, that is what is the thing first we'll discuss. Okay, sir. So as we all know, now there is a involvement of NAFRA as well in our auditing and all those aspects. So the NAFRA is also demanding multiple documentation at the time of litigation. This is the first aspect. Second, if we want to do the audit of listed companies or we want to get the bank audits. In that case, there is requirement that our firm should be peer reviewed. For that purpose, that reviewer is going to do the complete review of our audit for last 3 years. And when the reviewer is going to do the audit of our firm, at the same time, they will demand the complete details. They will demand the net profit, the gross profit, relevant documentation, the appointment letter, the management representation letter, and all other things. And they are going to check the physical files. And also, if there will be any litigation, because the most important thing, whenever a particular doctor is going to perform an operation, at the same time, the relative or the patient is going to provide one declaration that all the risk and responsibility related to operation is on me. There will be no any responsibility on the doctor. But as a chartered accountant, when we are doing the audit, at the same time, we are providing the declaration that the complete financial statement are true and correct, true and fair. And if there will be any issue, in that case, we are liable for the answer. Hence, various departmental authorities and institute and the NAFRA is going to ask us multiple questions because we are responsible. So when these type of responsibility are on us, at the same time, we need to be very much careful. We need to have certain records, because at the time of litigation, if we have no pen and paper, in that case, we will not be in situation to argue. And in our field, sir, the importance of document is a very, very, very important level and a very higher level, because everything is on the documentation. So we need to be very much careful from that perspective as well. Now, the point is that these are the three importance to save ourselves, to save our client, to perform the audit of many industries, to eligibility for the peer review, smooth conduct of peer review. That is what is the requirement of the documentation. And also, if after 3 years someone will ask about that particular firm related data, then we will be in a situation to provide the relevant data to the specific authority. And if there will be any litigation, if there will be any audit and scrutiny, then if we have the complete working, we will be in a situation to perform or provide the same. We can conduct the audit or the scrutiny in a very well way. Because the point is that as a chartered accountant, we are doing the audit. Okay. After 3 years, suppose if there will be any litigation or departmental authority has issued any notice, in that case, we are providing or we are assigning that litigation handling work to someone else. Why? We are also a chartered accountant and the counterparty is also a chartered accountant. We have performed the audit. The counterparty has also performed the audit. But the person is mastery in this specific field. So if we have the proper documentation, in that case, at the time of litigation, we can easily argue because we have the complete working. Or if we are going to assign that work to someone else, in that case also we may assign the work with proper documentation. We need to make a very less efforts at that time. So that is what is the very importance of the specific documentation. Sir, my voice is, I suppose there is no any issue with the audit, with the voice. Okay. If possible, then please someone else comment on the voice part, because I suppose voice is okay. Now, this is my importance of documentation. Now, what are the documents which I need to maintain? That means I need to maintain the list of documents with me. And then after we'll discuss how we need to maintain the documentation. So I am share with you one PDF file, and this PDF file is nothing. We are just trying to write something and we are going to analyze the situation. Okay. Now, as we are saying that documents are very important and we need to maintain the documentation. Now the question is that what are the required documents which we need to maintain? What are the required documents which we need to maintain? So first, two documents which are the very much essential, very much required. First is my appointment letter. Second is my management representation letter. These are the most important document, and 70% of chartered accountants are not taking these type of documents in case of audit of the small level firm and in case of audit of the medium level firm. The logic, because we are in view that we are conducting the audit of this entity since last 10 years and we know the complete industry. So why there is requirement to take the appointment letter and management representation letter? Sir, as we all know, now there are multiple clauses are introduced while doing the audit. Now there are multiple restrictions while doing the audit. Now there are multiple things which we need to check while doing the audit. And as a chartered accountant in a limited amount of time, this will not be possible for us. And also there are certain things for which we need to be dependent of the taxpayer. So in that case, we need to take the representation letter. If all these representation will be in an oral way, if there will be a litigation in a future, in that case, we will not be in a situation to provide the documentation. That is what is the logic. Appointment letter is required because if you are doing the audit of that particular entity, in that case, there is a requirement that you have the proof that the entity has appointed you. For that purpose, this appointment is required. If you are doing the audit of first time for a particular industry, in that case also there is requirement to take the NOC letter from the previous auditor. That is what is called as no objection certificate. And in this management representation letter, we need to include all the clauses, all the technical parameters. And when we are sending this document, appointment letter and MRL letter, there may be chances that our client is going to delay in providing these particular type of letters. Just provide one line to your client that sir will initiate the audit after getting these two documents. You may take it physically or you may take it digitally, virtual form mein, just digitally signed, and you can take the appointment letter and MRL letter. This will also be a sufficient document for us. And all the documents which is maintained by the taxpayer, we need to take the declaration in the MRL letter. There are certain clauses like there will be a reconciliation between the GST, like inventory register, like the inventory which is reported in the closing stock is as per the valuation done by the management. So these type of declaration we should take, because at the last moment, this is not possible for me to value the inventory of each and every thing. Okay, we are not supposed to check or value each and every segment or each and every item in that particular valuation. So we just need to take the note on that. We just need to take the management representation letter for the same. I suppose the importance of the appointment letter and management representation letter is okay for you. Yes, the same will be uploaded on the particular YouTube channel, and also I suppose my voice is okay. Please, everyone, please once comment in the chat box that my voice is okay. Also, while conducting the audit or before initiating the audit of a particular industry, we just need to take one note from the taxpayer about the nature of the industry. Because, sir, we are doing the audit. But if we have no idea about the nature of the industry, then suppose how we can perform the audit. But the point is that our client is sending the data to us and we are doing the analysis and we are performing the audit. We are not asking that there is any addition in the activity or there is any deletion in the business activity. What are the work which you are going to perform? That is what is the thing we need to ask from our client. So we need to take one note from our client, that is nature of the industry. And आपको पता रहेगा, while fitting the data in the form number 3CD, there is a specific clause in which we need to mention about the nature of the industry. And this is a very important thing which we need to put. So we need to be very much careful about the nature of industry. Yes, sir, you will get the appointment and management representation letter ka format. But the point is that you just need to text over one number from which you have received the joining link. Okay. Just text on this number. My staff will provide you the format of MRL and the appointment letter. Okay. Now, this is the most important thing, because in many cases we found that we are not taking the nature of industry. Also, there is requirement to keep certain documents for conducting the audit. That is, you need to take the financial statement generated from system. Okay, not the finalized financial statement. First, we need to take the system generated financial statement, the complete ledger, and ledger should be in PDF as well as in Excel form. There is requirement to take the trial balance. There is requirement to take the stock register, inventory register. There is requirement to take GST registration certificate and other registration certificate. These are the very important documents which we need to take from the client, and we need to maintain these documents for next 5 to 6 years. Okay, so the financial statement, that means system generated financial statement. Why these documents are required? Because there may be certain adjustment which we are going to suggest to our client after analyzing the financial statement. So we just need to keep the previous financial statement, that is the financial statement provided by the client for us record. And then after, if there will be any adjustment, then we'll keep the finalized financial statement as well. And the finalized financial statement will also be available on the income tax portal after submitting the audit report. So previous financial statement is required so that we can compare what are the adjustment we have made during the audit process and what are the effect of that adjustment, so that in case of any litigation we will be in a situation to easily identify the adjustment which we have made in the financial statement before submitting the same over income tax portal. Because there may be chances, there are certain adjustment we are going to do in the finalized financial statement, and we are suggesting the same to our client, but the client is not going to book the same in the books of accounts due to oversight only. I am not saying there is any intention of the client, but the point is that in future, if we want to identify, it will be a hurdle for us. So to make the smoothness, we need to keep the previous financial statement as well. That means unadjusted financial statement. And the second, that is ledger. And this ledger is the complete detail of the complete books of accounts, because in this particular ledger you will get the cash ledger, the sales ledger, purchase ledger, the bank register, the inventory register, that means debtor register, creditor register, everything you will find. And you should take this ledger in PDF and Excel and demand the index as well, so that in future if you want to identify a specific account, in that case you can directly move this check the same through the index. There is no requirement to check the complete ledger. And in future, if you want to check any account, in that case you can easily check from the ledger. And while doing the particular peer review, they are also asking for these particular type of documents. Trial balance, sir, we need to take the trial balance with opening balance plus addition minus deletion and the closing balance. That means trial balance, opening, debit, credit, and closing balance, so that we can identify the necessary adjustment entries and the necessary entries between the trial balance. Also, we need to demand the related party list, because in future if there will be any litigation and if departmental authority is asking about the purchase quantum, sales quantum with the related party, in that case through the name of the related parties we can easily prepare the data and we can argue for our client as well. And this will be for our record as well, that we have take the declaration about the related party. अगर client कोई related party छुपा भी देता है, in that case we'll demand the related party list through the mail only, and client is going to provide over mail only. So this will be a documentary proof for us. There may be one question in your mind that, sir, there may be chances that we are not going to keep that mail for next 3 to 4 years. Then as we all know, there is requirement to save the mail file. So we just need to save that mail file for our future reference in a particular folder. Inventory register we need to maintain, and GST registration certificate and any other GST registration certificate we should take, so that we can track the genuineness of the client. Okay, I am not taking that how we are going to perform the audit in this specific session, because we have just 30 minutes and we need to conclude the session. For that purpose, we have a specific course on the tax audit. If you want, In that case, you may comment on that WhatsApp number. You will get the complete details of around 6 hours course on tax audit in a practical way. But in this particular webinar, we'll discuss about the various important documentation which we need to keep in our record while performing the audit. And these are the very important documents while conducting the audit. Now, point is that, sir, these are the documents I need to keep in my records, okay, for future reference. But the point is that whether I need to take the documents in a physical form or I need to maintain the file as we are doing the vouching and verification of the documentation. So now I am suggesting that we are in the world of technology. Okay, we are in the world of technology because now abhi wo hard work wala time nahi hai. This time is related to the technology. This time is related to the idea. If still we are doing the voucher and verification through the physical purchase register, physical sales register, then we are not doing the audit in an effective way, because there are a lot of ways so that we can identify the things, so that we can check the genuineness of the client. We can completely verify the purchase and sales of the client. We have a lot of external sources as well. So why we need to maintain the data in a physical form? We can maintain the data in a digital form as well. As we are getting these details over our mail ID, just create party wise one folder and just keep that data in the folder and store that folder on cloud as well. One copy is on system and second copy is on cloud, so that if there will be any crash, in that case you can take the data from cloud as well, and this will be a complete proof for us. But I may suggest, while performing the audit, we need to do the ledger scrutiny, we need to do the analysis of financial statement, we need to do the analysis of complete GST and common portal. So we just need to prepare the finding of ledger. We need to prepare the finding of the GST and common portal and the financial statement in a worksheet. And that worksheet may be in a physical form, maybe in a digital form. If you are maintaining that worksheet in a physical form, then just take the scanned copy of that physical form and just keep this physical form for your record, so that in future you will be in a situation that what are the adjustment we have made while doing that audit, while performing the audit. We can easily get the idea about the necessary adjustments, and we can easily in a situation to argue. So the necessary documentation is your appointment letter, is your management representation letter, NOC if applicable, फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट जिसमें एडजस्टमेंट नहीं हुए हैं, दैट मींस client generated a financial statement, system generated financial statement, complete ledger in PDF and Excel both, the trial balance, opening, debit, credit and closing, the inventory register and the GST registration certificate and the other registration certificate, so that we can argue that, sir, at that time we have performed the audit, the industry was completely in effect and industry was also registered under GST. So these are the documents we need to keep. Now the point is that for gross profit, for net profit, for balance sheet, we have some specific finalized financial statement which we are going to submit on the portal as well, so we can download it. There will be no any issue with that. But these are the documents, and I am not suggesting you that you should maintain these documents in a physical form. Just maintain one folder, download these files and store the same. But the most important role will be of your working sheet which you are going to prepare. Okay, and when you will prepare the working sheet, there is also technique to prepare the working sheet. Okay, because point is that if you will conduct the audit with technology, you can conduct the audit in a very smooth way in one day. But if you are not doing the tax audit enough with technology, in that case you need to take much more time for doing that particular audit, and also your audit will not be in a perfect way. This is also important thing. Okay, so when you will prepare the worksheet, actually my plan was to conduct this session for one hour. Okay, but I have received certain requests that, sir, due to Sunday, conduct this session in a very short span of time. So we'll cover the complete content in a very limited time. Okay, worksheet. When you will prepare the worksheet, your worksheet should be headwise. Okay, first head should be about the nature of industry. If you require the worksheet, the specific format of worksheet we have, then comment in the WhatsApp. Will provide you the complete worksheet as well. So first note is on nature of industry. In that case, you will provide the name of the industry, the GST number, the period for which you are performing the audit, and one note on the nature of industry. Then the second thing which you need to maintain in your worksheet is your ledger related findings. Ledger related findings. You are going to check the complete ledger, the all ledger, the each and every ledger. So in that case, if there will be any observation related to any ledger, whether it is related to debtor, creditor, income, expenditure, just put it in your ledger related findings. Third finding is your financial statement analysis. If you are going to make any adjustment in the financial statement which is generated from the accounting software, you need to make the note of that in this specific tab, so that at the time of any scrutiny, any analysis, you will be in a situation to easily find out where you have made the adjustment, where you have made the changes. Fourth thing, GST portal related analysis. You can analyze the purchase, you can analyze the sales, you can analyze the principal place of business, you can analyze the additional place of business. So that type of finding you need to provide in the GST related things. Next, TDS related findings. If there will be any finding on account of TDS that on a particular expenditure, TDS has been deducted or not, whether the TDS has been deposited or not, so we need to provide the same here. And then after, our sixth point will be related to the queries. On the based of above analysis, what are the queries which we need to ask from our client? We need to provide it here. And after solution of the query, our seventh is your conclusion. And you need to put the concluding remarks. These 7 points are the key of your smooth conduct of tax audit. S for 7, S for smooth conduct of audit. If you are going to prepare the worksheet with these 7 points and you are going to conduct the audit in these 7 points, in that case, definitely your audit will very effective way. So in this particular session, we have started our discussion from the importance of the documentation. Sir, documentation is required to save ourselves, to save our client, and to litigate in future. What are the list of documents which is required to be maintained? We have covered, and how we are going to maintain the documentation part, that is also we have covered. And we have also covered our discussion on the worksheet which is required to be prepared while doing that particular tax audit. So if you have any question, then I just request everyone, please provide your questions in the chat box. And if no question is there, so we have conducted this session, completed the discussion in 30 minutes only. I just required your valuable feedback about this session in the chat box. Okay, because your valuable feedback plays a very important role in my life. So I'm just expecting your valuable feedback in the chat box. And if you have question, you can put. Okay. And also we have one complete course on tax audit, around 6 to 7 hours course on tax audit. If you want to get the details of that course, in that case, you may comment on that WhatsApp, you will get the details. I am here for next 2 minutes. If you have any question, please put the same in the chat box. And if no question is there, I heartily request your feedback about this particular session. जैसा भी अच्छा बुरा, whatever will be your feedback, you are free to provide the same in the chat box. And thanks a lot, sir, for joining this session on this Sunday afternoon. You have joined this particular session and spend a time with me. So I'm really very grateful to all of you for joining the session. And those who are watching, the recorded video, in that case also, I request whatever will be your feedback about the video, you can put it in the comment box. And if you have any question, you can put it in the chat box, so that I will definitely provide you the reply in the chat box. regarding audit program, regarding the audit planning, and regarding the audit verification. Okay, this is something detailed discussion. I will try to prepare one short video on that, and I am going to upload the same on YouTube in next 2 to 3 days. Definitely, sir, I will record and I will upload it next 2 to 3 days on the YouTube regarding the audit planning, audit verification. Very soon you will get that video. You may comment on the WhatsApp, so you will definitely get the link of that video in next 2 to 3 days. Thank you, sir, for your requirement. Will definitely record the video and provide you. There will be no any issue. And also, if you want any discussion on any topic related to the tax audit in short, in that case you may comment in the comment box, so that I will prepare, I will definitely prepare the video and I will definitely upload it over the YouTube, because this is completely based on your suggestions only. So thank you everyone for joining, for listening with us. Definitely we'll meet you soon in any other seminar, in any other webinar, in any other physical event. Okay. Also, our WhatsApp number is there on the YouTube channel. You can connect over that particular WhatsApp number. Okay. So thank you once again. We'll meet you soon. Bye-bye.